Good afternoon. Um, I'm going to make this short and sweet and to the point. For those of you who are going through a tough time in life, maybe you're facing a illness, maybe you're dealing with a loved one facing a serious illness, maybe you're dealing with unemployment or underemployment, maybe you're dealing with financial crises of how you're going to pay the bills on your house or on your apartment and get medication for yourself or a loved one. Whatever it is, I've come to encourage you. Well, that I've come, but God has sent me to encourage you that it's not over. Whatever it is, trust in Him to direct your path and let Him lead you. I'm telling you this because I've been facing some stuff this past year and a half, and I've been praying. I've been praying as much as I can, and the Lord heard my cry. He heard my prayer, and He answered it. He is answering it. He allowed part of the answer to be seen last week, and let me see the rest of it as of today. And before this evening, this day is done, I hope to show you the rest of that blessing, the rest of that prayer He has answered. But I just want you to know that God is real. He does care, and He is not afraid nor ashamed to help you. You're His child. You're supposed to call on His name. You're supposed to call for Him for help. Don't be too proud. Don't be scared. And don't be ashamed. Because when you call on the name of the Lord, I can tell you from personal experience, He's answered my prayers. I didn't know what was going to happen when I got up this morning. I wasn't expecting things to go the way I want. I wasn't expecting things to even, I didn't know what was going to happen. I just said, Jesus, I've got to get this done. I can't wait on anyone else to do it for me or take me to do it. You're going to have to help me. And He did. He helped me. He made a way out of no way. He blessed me when I didn't deserve to be blessed. I'm telling you, God is real. So for those of you who are having a tough time, maybe you strayed away from God, or maybe you don't even know if He actually exists. You want to know how He exists? Simple. I'll tell you how to find Him. You know how you find Him? Ask Him to reveal Himself to you. How do you ask Him to reveal Himself to you? Simple. Ask Him to fix something in your life that you only you know can't be fixed or is broken. Ask Him. He'll do it. But you got to believe that He'll do it. You got to be kind of like that man whose son is in the New Testament. There's the story of this man. His son was possessed of a demon. It said a deaf and dumb spirit. And its demon or spirit tried to kill his son. So he went to the disciples and he said, can you do something? Can you cast out this demon? And they couldn't. When Jesus came along, saw the situation, He looked at the man. He said, how long has this been going on? And He told him. And He said, if you can help me, help me. Jesus said, if you believe, all things are possible. All things are possible. You know what that man said? Help my unbelief. I want to believe, but I don't have that kind of faith. Help me, forgive me. You know what Jesus did? He got angry at Satan because he's sick of the devil. And He cast that spirit, that demon, right out of that man. and brought him back whole to his senses. I'm telling you what God does, what he's done for me. I went to court this morning over a matter. It seemed minor, almost insignificant, yet it was detrimental to me in that if I didn't get it resolved, I wouldn't be able to move forward. So I prayed. I asked a few others to pray. And I'm telling you what God does. He is real. All you got to do is ask him. I asked him for his help to resolve this matter. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know who to speak to. But see, God has a way of bringing things round about to you when you ask. He has a way of opening doors and sending the right people before you. He said, I ain't going to send you before no mean men. And if I do, they're going to work in your favor. He's going to make your enemies his footstool. Not your footstool, his footstool. And all you have to do is give him the praise and the glory. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how this is going to work out. All I could do is say, Jesus, you fix this. I'm doing my part. Now you do yours. And Jesus did his. I hadn't even been in that courtroom for a good half hour at the least, at the most, when the Lord opened up a door for me to get my driver's license today. The matter, the incident was going to be cleared up, is being cleared up, and they said I was free to go. I'm telling you that God did this. This is nothing I did, nothing the courts did, nothing this lady who I spoke with did. This was God's hand directly. And you can't tell me it wasn't. So I'm just giving you thumbs up. Word up. And yeah, thumbs up. Thumbs up. But I'm giving you a word of encouragement. If you're going through something, I don't care what it is, who it is. You ask God. If you have doubts believing he exists, just ask him. Just go to him and say, look, be honest. Tell him how you feel. And then ask him to help you with the matter that you're dealing with. You don't have to tell nobody else about it. The cool thing about Jesus, about God, when you go to him, you ain't got to worry about somebody going back and telling your business. You know how you go and tell somebody something and they go back and tell somebody else? They go back and gossip. God don't indulge in gossip. He will keep your secrets a secret between him and you. So if you got issue, you got a problem, I will advise you to go to him and say, Jesus, I can't fix this. If you exist, show me you exist and help me with my problem. And when that happens, I promise you, when you see the results, you're going to be like, how did this? And you already going to know before the words even come out of your mouth, before you can even finish your own sentence, you already going to know the answer to that question. It was God who did this. He did this for me. I didn't deserve it. I didn't even know how this was going to work out. But he did it for me. And now the way has been clear for me to get on my feet and get back a little inch of my dignity, a little crumb of self-respect. So I'm telling you, if you are having difficulties, if you're having an issue in your life, don't wait and don't give up. Don't wait until you think it's too late, because it's never too late. Not with God. I'm telling you this because I've been down that road. Still going through it, but he's answering prayers. He's knocking away the obstacles that I didn't know, that I couldn't see, that I didn't know could be cleared. And it doesn't matter what it is. It might be a little thing. God, there's no such thing as little things to God. what you consider major, but the rest of the world might belittle it, might say, oh, that's not important. That's, you know what? It might be anything. Maybe you need a new pair of shoes and you don't have the money to buy them. Maybe you need a new pair of glasses and you can't afford them. Maybe you're having trouble with a subject in school and you are worried if you're going to pass the test. It don't matter what grade you're in. If you're in if you're in elementary or in college, God is concerned for that. So there's no such thing as little or minor details. In the sight of God, whatever concerns you concerns him. You got an issue with maybe somebody who's been harassing you, or maybe you had a falling out and you don't know how to fix it. Maybe you want to fix it and you don't know how. Maybe, like I said, you got an enemy that's bugging you at work, trying to make you feel low or belittle yourself, or try to block you from trying to move forward in your life. What you do is you take it to God and you tell him what's going on. And I promise you, when you do that, all you do is say, God, I need help with this. And then you step back. That's the hard part for us humans. I know it's hard for me. You step back after you ask him in faith and say, Jesus, I'm going to leave this in your hands. And you help me to find something else to occupy my mind. And I promise you, when you see the end results of that prayer, it will blow your freaking mind. It will make you wake up to the reality there's something more and greater, far above yourself. I'm telling you what God can do, what he's already done for me, and what he continues to do. So for those of you who will view this video, or have seen the one I've done on Instagram, or even on Facebook, know this: God is real. Just try him. Just try him. You've tried everything else and it's failed. What have you got to lose? Look at it from that point of view. Your way doesn't work, or it only works to a certain extent, and then you're stymied, you're blocked, you stop, and you don't know how else to get through. Your way hasn't worked. Why not try God's way and see what happens? I promise you, you will go berserking crazy telling people what God did up and down these streets and in your family and in your life, because you will know it wasn't anything you did. It was nothing but the hand of God. All he wants is for you to give him praise, glory, and honor. It's for your benefit and his glory. It's a win-win situation. Who doesn't like a win-win situation? I'd rather have a win-win situation. I'd rather take a win-win situation than a win-loss situation, or no win at all. So it's a win-win situation. He gets the glory and you get, and you know you're going to give him the praise. And you're going to be astounded at what happens. So in 2020, instead of making resolutions, why don't you do this? Why don't you ask God to help you with whatever it is? It could be your marriage. It could be an illness, cancer, I don't know. It could be you're having trouble in school. Maybe you're having trouble with certain subjects like math or I don't know, history. Maybe you have a thesis due and you're stymied on how to finish it or even get started on it. Maybe you want a little money. A child. Maybe you're a child and you want your parents to give you 50 cents just to go to they'll give it to you anyway, but maybe they don't have it. And you really want to get 50 cents to go get you a piece of candy, a certain piece of candy that you like and that you saw. Ask him. He'll do it. He'll do for you what you never thought no one could do. And when it happens, you will have no choice but to say this was God. Well, you will have a choice. You can either ignore that God blessed you, or you can give him praise. But I don't think you're going to ignore that God blessed you. Once you ask him for something, he ain't going to take it back. He ain't going to take it back. So ask him for his help. And I promise you, you will be astounded by what you see. You won't know what's going on. People will look and say, wait a moment. How did he or she get through this? And you'll smile and you'll know it was God. They might not know. They might not even care or believe. But you'll know. Because you said, God, I need your help. I seek your face. I can't deal with this. Show me how. Help me. And when it happens, you will have nothing to do but give him the praise, glory, and honor that's due to his name and his alone. I tell you, try this. Try him and see what happens. Thank you and God bless.